Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Gold Skincare Cosmetics, how are you? Hi, everyone. Sammy Groovy, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Coming in. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Instagram and TikTok. How's everybody doing? It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. Friday's like, okay, you can breathe a little. It's been a marathon week for me, I tell you. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come. Hey, Mr. Rashid. What's going on and what's the update you have for me? What's the update? Hi, Mr. Latumeji. Hi, Mommy. Wow. Are you all subscribed to, I think it's on TikTok, right? Mommy Wa, Daddy Wa. I love their comedy. I love their skits. Listen, sometimes you know how you can have some TikTok videos that just keep you up, like you're planning to go to bed, but then you have this page that just keeps you up to like odd hours of the night. Yeah, that's Mommy One Dad. I've forgotten they're like Yoruba actors and actress, but listen. Come on in, everyone. Say hello when you come on. Hey, Mr. Stanley. How are you? Mommy and Daddy, well, listen, the things I watch on TikTok. I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, like I don't have no drama in my life. Come on in, everyone. Say hello when you come on. Hi, Christiana on TikTok. Hi, Jonathan. La 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 something. Good vibes. How are you? Annie Pause. Original Yard Man. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, Princess Adinka, how you doing? Good morning from Ghana. Hi, Ghanaian wife. How are you? Welcome home. I'm Nigerian, Ghana with neighbors. So, but Nigerian jollof rice is still better. Yeah, I'm being messy. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Let's see those coming on. Hey, Mr. Blaze. How are you? How's it going? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to actually meet you. You know what I mean? But anyway, hi everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. I actually got 3 emails today saying, hey, I want to make a concession with you, but you're not in my state. So how does that go? Immigration is federal practice, like national practice. You know what I mean? So what does that mean for you? It means that I don't have to be licensed in your state and I don't have to be physically present in your state to practice immigration law. Okay. Hey, you'll get it eventually. Thank you for that. That is a lot of fire, like hot. Thank you. You'll get it eventually. See, you got to prophesy. I love that. I love anything positive. You've got to speak it. I am a true believer in speaking things into existence. Like, there's some things that you cannot see in my household. There's some things my boys might have 2 sons, 17 and thank you, 17 and 12. Yeah, I don't look like I have. Well, my gray hair gives it up, but there's some things my kids in all their life they cannot say in my household. If they say it out because kids will be kids, they say it with their friends, okay, but not in my house. Because I just believe that when you say something, you're speaking it and you're prophesying, Yes. So that's why, like, people always ask me, like, Nigerian people, why do you guys have like long names? We prophesy into the lives of our children, and that starts from the day God brings them into the world. My kids are Oluwaseyi and Oluwatoshe, and their names actually truly reflect my pregnancy journey with them. So, but anyway, once again, this is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, immigration lawyer based in Alabama. I can represent immigration clients. It doesn't matter what state you live in. You are from Alabama, that Ghanaian wife. Are you serious? You're going through the process. Now, I know you said Tuscaloosa, which is just not too, it's what, an hour from Demopolis, where my office is at. Do you have any family member in Marengo County? Because somebody had contacted me about their relative that is in, no, I think that was in Nigeria. Okay, no, I digress. It's federal practice. Is my gray hair natural? Yes. No, that's just between the two of us. I tell him, my 12-year-old knows better now, but I used to tell him that it was highlights. But now he's like, yeah, you just were lying, mama. Didn't you tell us that we can't lie? Like kids would call you out on your BS. So yeah, but it's natural. It's it's the way my hair is. I used to dye it and color it, but I just stopped because I was wasting a whole lot of money. But it is the way it grows out of my scalp. But anyway, so let's talk immigration. If you need to contact my office, our contact number is 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalealawfirm.com. You can also send a text to that number. If people always say, what's the fastest way to contact you? I have people who work for me. That is just how you run a business if you want to be efficient. If I cannot even imagine if I had to take every call. I take some calls sometimes because sometimes I'm just the only one available to take a call, which is what it is. But when people say, oh yeah, I need to talk to you, if you need to discuss your immigration case, you will set up a proper paid consultation. This is the free one that I give. And I think that's more than generous. So when people call and say, no, I need to speak to her, no, you do not. If you're my client, I will call you back. My clients will let you know that. I already said give me 48 hours. I will definitely. It's usually within hours or within an hour, depending on if I'm not in court. But the fastest way to reach me really is sending me an email. Send an email to contact@olalealawfirm.com. It will be forwarded to me. It's one of my girls that would that goes to, but they will forward it directly to me, and I would want to respond to you through that email address. So let's talk immigration. Now, if you are you have a pending asylum case, this topic tonight is for you. So listen well. I get this line of questioning a lot. So if you have a pending asylum case and you've been waiting forever, I have, in the last couple months, we sent out, I want to say, was it 10 expedited requests for interviews? I think it was half that was granted, and the other, and they wouldn't tell you why they denied your request to expedite interview. We just tell you that, at this time we can grant it. But I say that to say this: a lot of people are waiting for asylum interview. Many people are waiting. So I have cases pending since 2019. We just, and I have a case of someone whose case was pending since 2017. I took it over. They denied our request to expedite the interview. And in long story short, they actually have their green card now. We recently sent in a request to withdraw that application because, yeah, it takes forever. However, what options do you have? So the point I'm making is a lot of people explore options while the asylum case is pending, in the sense of, okay, you don't have the interview yet, and you want to travel, you want to go out, or you want to go back to your home country, but you can't go back to your home country because that's the country you're seeking protection from. What status do you now have while you have your asylum application pending? That is what we're going to talk about. I'll get to the questions later on, Ghanaian wife. What status is conferred on you while your asylum is pending? So status while asylum is pending. That's what we're talking about tonight. Now, unless you live under a rock, if you are, y'all remember my my watch that is almost dead, and it's still not dead, so the Jebel girl is going to put it on. But unless you're living under a rock, asylum is a way that an immigration benefit that you seek while you are physically present in the United States. Another question I get is, can I seek asylum outside the country, meaning I'm not in the country. I want to seek asylum so I can come into the United States. No. When you a refugee or a refugee application and asylum application are very similar. What sets them apart is refugee status. You seek that from outside the country. For the most part, people are in refugee camps and all that. And while asylum, you have to be physically present in the United States. It's the same standard, but because for you to even apply, when you apply for asylum, you have to be able to meet the burden of the definition of a refugee. But it's just that as a refugee, you seek that application outside the country. Asylum, you seek while you're present. Okay, so asylum is you're seeking protection from the U.S. government, asking them to protect you from persecution, well-founded fear of persecution in your home country or whatever country you were a resident of, based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or being a member of a particular social group, or just basically torture convention. And you have to demonstrate that if you were made to go back home, then you will feel there is that high probability. Usually, there is it's got to be 10% proof probability that you will be subjected to that persecution upon removal from the United States. So you can either seek asylum affirmatively or defensive action. Affirmative action is you're applying to the USCIS office. Defensive is you're in removal proceedings. So we're talking about while you are seeking asylum affirmatively with USCIS. Example, you come into the country January 1st, right? And you have, very important, you have 1 year from the moment you enter into the United States. You come in on the visitor visa, January 1st, 2022. You've got up until December 31st, 2022 to submit your asylum application, because you have to file it within a year. If you do not file it within the year, then that is a statutory bar. However, there are exceptions to filing asylum within a year. Extraordinary circumstances, changing country conditions, changing your personal circumstances. But you have to be able to prove that you fit within those exceptions. And if you fit within those exceptions, you file the asylum application within a reasonable time since that exceptional circumstance occurred. So, but generally, you have to file your asylum application within a year. Okay. Now, when you come in, most people are given a 6-month authorized stay, right? And you're able to file for asylum even after the 6 months, as long as it's within a year. Many people ask me this. Okay, and Cecilia, file for me. I just got a job and they're willing to sponsor me and to get my green card through that way. Can I get my green card through my employer? And how does that process go? The answer to that would depend on what we're talking about tonight. What status do you have while your asylum application is pending? What status do you have while your asylum application is pending? So if and when you file for asylum, your receipt notice that you're being issued, and just an FYI, if anyone has filed for asylum recently and you're still waiting for your receipt notice 2.5 months, do not freak out. USC has actually put out the press release, I want to say about 2 months ago, on the delay in issuing receipt notices for asylum applications. They know it's taking them months. As long as you have submitted your application, and just be more thorough and careful and know that you've submitted what needs to be submitted, no errors to jeopardize a rejection, then they are aware that it's taking them much longer to issue receipt notices. Just an FYI. So if you're waiting and you want to know, because that's what we're saying too. Recently we had a receipt notice come in for a case that we filed back in June, and this is September. I just got the receipt notice today. Now, I know it's one thing to tell a client, don't freak out, but the guy called me like almost, I had an email like, if you call me one more time, I'm not going to respond. Because in my firm, if we get your notices, If we don't email you copies of your notices the same day, you will get copies of your notices within 24 hours. That's a standard. That is just my procedure, no exception. So if we haven't given you an update of a receipt notice because we don't have it, that's it. But it's taking them a much longer time. So you file for asylum. So let's use an example of you come in January 1st. CBP authorizes you to stay for 6 months. So you're given till July 1st an authorized stay. Come March 31st, you submit an application to USCIS, right? You still have, give or take, about 4 months to still stay in the country, but you're having an asylum pending. USCIS sends your receipt notice, and it says on the receipt notice that this authorizes you to stay while your case is pending. That's what your asylum receipt notice would usually have. It would tell you you're authorized to stay in the country while your case is pending. Now, that same example, they decide to call you for your asylum interview, say on June 1st, 2022. You're still within that 6 months period, right? Because you have up until July 1st, 2022. They call you for an interview June 1st. On June 7th, USCIS makes a decision on your case, and they deny your asylum application. What's going to happen during that period? What status did you gain during that period? During that 6 months period, so you came in on a visitor visa. During that 6 months period, you're still a visitor. And because USCIS makes a decision on your case on June 7th, you're authorized to stay in lawful status till July 1st. Your case is denied. You will not be referred to immigration court. Why? Because you are still in legal non-immigrant visitor visa status up until July 1st, 2022. Even though they've denied your application, because you have a fallback legal status, there won't be a referral to immigration court. You just get a denial, and they will tell you that you're still in lawful status and you have up until this time to leave the United States. That's example number one. Example number two, you come in January 1st, 2022. You're given till July 1st, 2022. You file for your asylum September 1st, 2022. Now you're now outside the authorized stay. It's not let's even assume your visa is good for 10 years. It doesn't matter how long your visa is good for. It doesn't matter you have multiple entries. When you are present in the country, what matters is how long the CBP stamp on your passport to stay for that particular visit. Because a lot of people are like, it's a lot of 10 year visa. They don't care. It's not about how long your 10-year visa is only good so you don't have to keep going to the embassy to get a visa stamp. What matters when you're in the country is how long are you authorized to stay for that entry. So you're stamped 6 months. You're given to July 1st. Come September 1st, you file for asylum. You're now outside your authorized stay. And so now you are no longer in lawful non-immigrant visa status. You file asylum September 1st. You get a receipt notice. Receipt notice tells you, we acknowledge that we have received your application, and this authorizes you to stay while we make a decision on your case. So, question is, what status does that pending asylum application not confer on you? The answer to that is no status. Absolutely no status. Authorized stay, because your asylum is pending, is completely different from legal lawful status. Lawful status example is F1 status, student visa status. Visitor visa, you got a B1, B2 that you still have till end of the year to stay. H1B status. Any other valid non-immigrant status, that is lawful status. Authorized stay just means that right now you are not going to be placed in removal proceeding because we know you're here and we're authorizing your stay even though you have no legal status. So while your asylum is pending, asylum itself does not confer on you any status. A lot of people also think that because I filed for asylum, I hear people say, well, I'm an asylee. And then we have a consultation. I'm going, oh, when were you granted your asylum application? And they go, no, we haven't had an interview. Then you're not an asylee. An asylee is someone who has been granted asylum and now they are authorized to live in the United States. While your asylum is pending, you're not an asylee, you're an asylum seeker. So now you apply for asylum September 1st. USCIS calls you for an interview October 1st. They deny your case October 31st. Your authorized stay ended in July. What's going to happen? You're going to be referred to immigration court. Why? Because even though the asylum application authorized you to stay, it did not take away the fact that you have now stayed past your authorized or your non-immigrant, a valid non-immigrant status, which was a visitor visa. I know it's a lot of moving parts. Just stick with me here. So main difference is if your non-immigrant status has expired, your pending asylum does not confer on any status on you. Whether or not you're going to be referred to immigration court depends on if you have a fallback status, meaning do you have any other lawful non-immigrant status outside of you waiting on an asylum decision. So I hope that helps to clarify a lot of stuff. Now, let's go further with people who say, hey, Ms. Onola, I have an employer, I've been working, but you see EAD, you have your EAD, you've been working. Now you have someone who's willing to sponsor you through an employment-based petition. And you feel, oh, okay, I'm authorized to stay. And this employer wants to hire me permanently. Okay, and all that. Okay. The employer is able to petition on your behalf. So an I-140 can be filed, go through the, for instance, nurses have Schedule A where you can bypass the Department of Labor and just file everything directly with USCIS. Or you go through the Department of Labor certification, the employer files an I-140 petition, everything is all well and good, all of that. The petition itself will be approved. There's no problem about getting an I-140 petition approved. The goal is for you to get a green card, right? You want to adjust your status. You want to become a legal permanent resident. Question then is, if you have a pending asylum application and you have an employer who is offering to file a petition on your behalf, green card-based petition, which is what the I-140 is, are you able to adjust your status after that petition has been approved while you have an asylum application pending? And the short answer to that is it depends. It depends on if you have you're in a lawful non-immigrant status at the time that you become eligible to adjust your status. Example, you are in, say for instance, you're on an H-1B visa, right? It's a non-immigrant work visa. And you file for asylum, right? Your asylum is pending. Your employer who filed the H-1B visa decides, you know what? Okay, I'm going to file a green card-based petition for you, an I-140. If that gets approved and you're still waiting for asylum, then we'll go ahead and just file. You can go ahead and do your green card. The I-140 gets approved. While you're waiting for that I-140 to get approved, you have your asylum interview and you have been denied, right? Asylum has been denied, but you're not placed in removal proceedings because you still have a valid non-immigrant status, which is the H-1B visa. Your employer now files an I-140 for you. Once that is approved, as long as you remain on that H-1B visa and it's still valid, you will be able to apply for your green card based on that approved employer-based petition. Conversely, you are someone who came in on a B1, B2 visa, right? CBP authorizes you to stay for 6 months. You file for asylum in month 4. while you were still within the 6-month period. Asylum notice says you're authorized to stay until we make a decision on your case. However, you do not get your interview until a year later. So now you're way past the 6 months period. Even though you filed for asylum within the 6 months, you're already past that. So that means that at the time your asylum application is adjudicated, you're not in your authorized status staying, but you're not in any legal status. So that means if your application is denied, you will be referred to immigration court because you're not in any legal status. Another example, you have not had your interview yet, but it's now a year after you filed for asylum. Your employer decides, I love you. Listen, you're a Nigerian. You already know I'm going to go there. You're as smart as they come. And we just believe that no one else can lead this legal department better than you can. Like, we just want you. You're a lawyer. You all smarts, and we want you, especially because you're from Nigeria. No shit to Ghana people. Just saying. And want to sponsor you. You're still your asylum is still pending. You're able to work because you got a work permit. Employer now files an I-140 for you. USCIS approves that petition. Then the next stage is you want to apply for your green card. Are you able to apply for your green card in the country? Asylum is pending. You have an approved petition. In that scenario, are you able to apply for your green card? Short answer, no. Why? Because even though you have an asylum application pending, you're not in any legal non-immigrant status. In order for you to be in the legal to be able to adjust your status employment-based, you must be in a legal non-immigrant status, or you must not have been out of your non-immigrant status for more than 180 days. So short answer, if you're not in any legal status, regardless of whether you have asylum pending and you're trying to adjust your status, get your green card through an employment-based petition, you will have to leave the country unless you have a non-immigrant status that is valid. Now, people are like, okay, Sisi lawyer, it's 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. This is a whole lot. But you better go marry the asylum and all that. That's different. If you marry someone, you have an asylum case pending, you marry a citizen, not a green card holder now, a citizen. Okay, why they're able to file and adjust your status? Because they're considered immediate relatives. Advantage of immediate relatives is even if they have overstayed their initial status, as long as they came in legally, the overstay bar is exempt. Immediate relatives are exempt from that. So as long as you're marrying a citizen, you're not in any legal status, asylum is pending, you will still be able to get your green card because you are classified as an immediate relative. I think I have just succeeded in confusing everybody. Right? Can somebody tell me, like, if you guys follow what, because I'm seeing the comments of like, someone put a like, emoji, like, okay, yeah, but that's all. That's all. Okay, let's go to questions. I hope that helps. I know it's a lot of why. Hey, Mr. Daniel Day. I'm not gonna say your real name. You know why that doesn't make sense. They said I'm authorized to stay. Yeah, you're authorized to stay. They didn't confer an authorized a status, a particular status on you. Completely understand. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Beauty braids. Okay, then we're good. All right, let me go. Hold on, people. Let me go back to the quiz. Okay. Good evening, sunshine. How are you? Natalie Nengle. Hello, everyone. Very informative program. Thank you. I try. I see you, Mr. Blaze. I see you. I haven't checked my emails. I don't know if you responded again to me, but I'll check it. I don't know. I'll check it. Thiago, apply for work permit after 150 days. Oh, that's another thing. Thank God for Biden administration. It's out with the craziness of the last administration where They change it to 365 days before you can get a work permit. It's back to 150 days. How long time do I need to wait? How long time do you need to wait for what? So they're done with the 30 days. If you're a member of CASA or ASAP, that doesn't fly anymore, because now everybody can apply after 150 days. So it doesn't, and they've done away with the 30 days CASA. It doesn't matter whether you're a member of CASA or not. You can still keep applying based on that, but it doesn't make any difference. So if that's what you're asking, Thiago, the one I posted, I think was Sunday, Monday, one of those days. It was received on June 23rd, I think. It's on my page, and approved last week. So July, August, it was about 2.5 months. Now, that is obviously the first application for my client. Come think of it, I was supposed to probably get it next week. Okay. So, but then I have another one. I have renewals are pending. So I have another one that was filed, a new one filed end of May, and we're still expecting that, hers and her 2 kids. I have another one filed beginning of July that is still pending. So if that gives you an idea. Eunice, can you talk about national interest waiver? Who qualifies and status? One must be Ian. Thanks. National interest waiver is employment based. To basically, rather than have an employer file on your behalf, you petition for yourself, based on advanced degree or exceptional ability, and then you are able to show that you have a proposed plan that is of national importance, substantial merit, well positioned, and it's beneficial to waive the part of labor process for you. But it still comes back to, so let me say this. A petition is different from an application. The ultimate goal when it comes to immigration process, the ultimate goal is to get a green card, right? And in order for you to get a green card, you must be eligible to adjust your status. That means that you cannot have any inadmissibility grounds. Inadmissibility grounds are those grounds that will prevent you from being able to apply for green card while you are in the country, meaning being able to adjust your status. One of such inadmissibility grounds is being out of status. Not everyone is going to be inadmissible based on overstaying. Example, immediate relatives are exempt from overstay, unlawful presence, as long as they came into the country legally. However, if you are applying for a green card based on employment, you must be in valid non-immigrant status in order for you to adjust your status and not be found inadmissible based on overstaying your authorized stay or your non-immigrant visa. So national interest waiver, employment sponsored, married to a green card holder, those are not automatic foundations that will prevent you or that would exempt you from overstay. So national interest waiver, the question you brought up, Eunice, if you're not in a valid non-immigrant status, then the petition itself doesn't help you get a green card if you're not eligible to adjust your status. So a lot of people confuse that. And that's one thing I try to explain and make people understand, that it's not about, oh, do you qualify for the national interest waiver? Or do you qualify for, or can an employer file for my behalf? That's not the main question. The end goal is to get a green card. So the question really is, upon approval of this petition filed on my behalf or that I filed for myself, will I be able to adjust my status if I'm not in a legal non-immigrant status when it comes to employment-based process? And for the most part, the short answer to that is no. You would have to leave the country. That's just the way it is. So a petition, a national interest waiver, employer-sponsored I-140, an I-130, an I-360, all those are stand-alone petitions. The goal is to get a 485 filed based on one of those grounds. And in order to get a 485 successfully processed, then you must not be found inadmissible on any of the grounds, including unlawful presence. I hope that helps them. I hope. Kobina, so can you travel with your 𝐸80? You go through Asylum. If your 𝐸80 is not, if it doesn't say also serves as an I-512, 𝐸80 is not a travel document. This is interesting. Thank you. Your gut sent to social media. Some of us have to rush back to the house from to work to listen to you. I am humbled. I'm eternally humbled. I don't know it all. I make mistakes. I'm human. There are errors. I'm hard on myself. I don't know. I'm hard on myself. Like y'all don't even understand. Not because I feel I shouldn't make errors, but I feel I'm hard on myself. I beat myself down a lot. Not like, okay, you're no good. No. If I make an error, like, shoot, girl, that was something you should have caught that. But listen, we live and learn. But I'm humbled by that, Mr. Kobina. I really do appreciate that, and God bless you as well. Okay, let's go to TikTok. And I'll come to okay. Y'all on TikTok have a lot of questions. Let me see. In TikTok, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Kill it. Let me do Instagram first, and I'll circle back to TikTok because y'all know that's a whole lot. Like 76. Hell, excuse me. All right, let's do Instagram first. That's probably going to be shorter. Mr. Rashid, I haven't heard back from you, so please. Hey, Miss Q, email me in the next 30 minutes. Just say, remind you to send me the information when you send me. Now I would know what that is if I don't remember. Okay, gonna come in tomorrow morning. Make it, Mr. Rashid. Tomorrow's Friday. Text me, and then I'll call you back because I cannot. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. So text me first. Love my hair. Yeah, it's my natural. Like that's what grows out of my scalp. Yep. That's what it is. Okay. Mr. President, now, good evening. How are you? Okay, let's see. Oluwadara Cash. How long can my asylum be pending before seeing the judge? They are scheduling mass calendar hearings and individual hearings for years. Listen, this is what I always say. If your asylum case, the ground for asylum is not that strong, there's no hurry for you to have your hearing. And that's, when I review a case or when the client retains my services, that's one of the things, conversations we have. Like, because a lot of people get in the country and then you and my file for asylum, and all that. It's all rosy and all good, and they tell you that, and yeah, when you start. But then nobody tells you the truth of, hey, if they deny your case, they're going to send you to immigration court, basically deportation proceedings. And then the question then is, what is your ground for asylum? Is it a strong ground? Do you have credible evidence to justify a well-founded fear of persecution. And a lot of people end up in court and don't have strong claims. And if your claim is not strong, there's no hurry in getting a date. Because if you're able to get a date pushed back 5 years, that means you're able to stay and work in the country for 5 years. The only thing is you won't be able to travel out. So each court is different as well. I have a client who finally got his oath ceremony notice today. And it is just a joy because, would you mind, people when I tell you that people are going through hell. But and he had it pending 751, and then we put in his citizenship application, and that jolted thing. So, and his 751 had been pending 2 years, almost 2 years. But anyway, but the crazy wife doesn't know that he is almost going to be, she's still threatening him the other day that you're going to go back home. Yeah, like, okay. Don't worry. He sent me, he was like, I don't know what I'd have done without. Like, no, I don't know what we would have done without God. So just to know that he doesn't have that hanging over his head, and he's going to be sworn in, and just, yes, nothing like it. Okay. I was about asking the marriage, but you just answered. Okay, perfect. To see you. Oh, well. 𝒊𝒒 𝒂𝒏𝒕, what is the difference between a C9 and C31 vowel 𝐸𝐴D? Okay, so people, if I talk about that topic again, I'll probably lose all my hair. But I'll do it again, 𝒊𝒒 𝒂𝒏𝒕. When people say vowel 𝐸𝐴D, the only 𝐸𝐴D that is attached, not only, there are 2 𝐸𝐴Ds attached to vowel. I-360 that's attached to the I-360 that is issued based on I-360 approval without having to file an I-485. 2, C14. C14, your petition has been approved and you've been granted deferred action. C31, no deferred action, but your VAL petition has been approved. Those are 2 that are attached, C14, C31, to VAWA I-360 VAWA itself. C9 𝐸𝐴D is not a VAWA 𝐸𝐴D. Hear me loud and clear. Let me say that again. C9 𝐸𝐴D is not a VAWA 𝐸𝐴D. A C9 category 𝐸𝐴D is based solely on the fact that you have a pending I-485 green card application. That's what it is, based solely on the fact that you have an I-485 pending. It is attached to an I-485. C31 is attached to an I-360 upon approval of the I-360 VAL petition. C14, deferred action upon approval of the VAL petition. I hope that answers your question, 𝒊𝒒 𝒂𝒏𝒕. And okay, and if your I-360 says card is being produced, what does that mean to your petition? Exactly what I just said. Half of my cases, when we get the VAL petition approved, half of those cases, the first indication that I know that my client's case has been approved is when the I-360, not an 𝐸𝐴D now, the I-360 VAL petition receipt number says your card is being produced or we ordered you a new card. The only reason why you would get that is because when you submitted your I-360 petition, you requested, as a part on page 14 of that form, the I-360, I'm almost certain it's page 14. It asks that upon approval, do you want an employment card issued to you? If you check yes, they would automatically send you your very first C31 𝐸𝐴D. C31 𝐸𝐴D is only issued upon approval of a VAL petition. So the first indication you would know sometimes that your VAL petition has been approved is when you get that status on under your VAL receipt number, I-360 receipt number saying we ordered your new card. That's what that means, Mr. 𝒊𝒒 𒂃𝒏𝒕. If a U.S. citizen tries to file divorce while the AOS is pending and decides to withdraw the divorce application and not go through with it, does it affect the adjudication? It may come up during an interview, but it should not. The CEO, I have a pending non-immigrant extension of status. Do I have to continue it or stick to the marriage base with a citizen I want to do in coming weeks? That's something you would have to sit down with for a consultation. That's not a yes or no question because that's very, very specific to your case. Can you appeal a valid case that was denied because of the divorce is invalid from Nigeria? I actually have 2 cases that were sending appeals out. It's a gamble. It's a 50-50 chance. Are they going to buy? Can you appeal? The short answer, yes. Chances of success is a 50-50 thing. And I'll tell my clients up front because we get verification. We get, yes, that's what it is. It's a 50-50 chance, really. Sexy Dre's number is 334-341-4475. Okay, Miss Giwa. Boys Mama, thank you. I appreciate that. $_SJ. That's my oldest son's name, SJ. My valid case approved. Congratulations, but I didn't receive my notice of approval. May I be worried because 2 months passed? Write a letter to them. They usually will tell you if you don't receive a notice by so and so date, then let us know. So you have to write a letter to them. The boys, Mama, how can one transition from F1 to green card residency? You have to have something a grant for to be eligible for a green card. Is circumcision a strong base of asylum with evidence? Yes. Okay. Now let's tackle TikTok people. I'm always afraid to come here. Okay. Ghanaian wife, how long are you going to be in Ghana for? Let's see. No, Ghana jollof is not. No. Don't get me started. Because first of all, Ghana people copied us in Nigeria with jollof rice. I don't think jollof rice was even. Okay, I'm just gonna stop for now. Princess Adinga, what state am I? I'm located in Alabama. Oh, you're waiting on an interview date. Okay, all the best. All the best. Do you ever visit Pearl River Resort? I've been there once. I think it's more for people who enjoy gambling. I don't. I think I would. I'm not sure if I'll classify. I think I'm frugal, but not in everything. There's some things, everybody, we will have our interests. There's some things I would splurge on that I would like, whatever. Documentary qualified in August. Absolutely. That is awesome. Oh, you just reminded me of something. Where's my pen? Yeah, thank you for saying that because I just remembered something. Baby low 012. If a married to a citizen cannot work, is it a waivable offense? If you're married to a citizen, then you have to apply for a work permit based on filing your green card application. And if you've been working without authorization and you're married to a citizen, if that comes up when you have your interview, that is an exemption for immediate relatives. Immediate relative includes the spouse of a citizen. Okay. Do you know if there's a way to see where the embassy is currently processing interviews? What's the name of the website? There's a website, but the website only tells you how long it's taking them to schedule the interview. If I remember, I will search you on TikTok and send it to you. But yeah, I'll just send you a friend request. So follow you, and then I'll send it to you. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Bola Adebayo, if you have a pending asylum case for over 4 years, but now married to a citizen, how long will it take to get a green card, depending on the field office and how long it would take them for you to be interviewed? This Johnny Jackie 123, your comment is very offensive to immigrants, and I have zero tolerance for people who are anti-immigrant. So there you go. Yeah. Do I have a fee schedule on my website? I do not, because everyone's case is different, and fees depend on each case, and I determine that when I have a consultation with you. I mean, you're a citizen and having a wedding. Can I bring my family members with invitations? You can send them invitations. It doesn't guarantee that they'll be granted visas, but you can send them invitations for your wedding. EOR terminated my case last year, sent 3 letters to USCIS, and they still have not reopened my 45. What is the basis for you asking for them to reopen? Did you have one that was pending in immigration court that you filed, and now they're transferring back to USCIS, or what is the basis? Because if it was denied, you may have to. Termination of proceedings doesn't mean they have to automatically reopen your case. Tina 275. I gotta go. Do you have to be in business for a certain amount of time? Ashley 9929, for a certain amount of time for what? Random, but your hair is gorgeous. Thank you, Ella. J-Hein274, I didn't receive my marriage-based green card interview. It's almost 18 months, Atlanta. It's not uncommon. I have cases, people we're still waiting on. I have cases where we're still waiting that long. If you're on a J2 visa, can your employer still file the work-based green card? That's a non-immigrant visa. However, a J visa, just make sure that you're not subject to the 2-year home residency rule. If you're subject to that, then you would need a waiver of that requirement first before you're able to adjust your status. Is a request for evidence a good sign? The only time I'm happy to receive a request for evidence is whenever I get an I-693 medical examination deficiency notice for a client's case. They usually will let you know, like, hey, with the deficiency notice, you didn't include that, but don't send it in yet. If we schedule you for an interview, then we're not going to remind you. You just know that you have to bring that in with your when you come for your interview. If we do not schedule for an interview, then we will send you a request for evidence asking for the medical. So whenever I have a green card application pending and they send a request for evidence for the medical, then I know that's usually my indication that my client, they're going to be waiving interview in that case. Other than that, I don't like requests for evidence for anything. No. Paul, Nelly, your hair is changing. It's getting wider. I know. Okay. But thank you. Can I apply for my green card with my husband's last name, even though I didn't use it in the? You can. I usually just say if you want to change it with Social Security Administration, so you have a new Social Security card with that last name, and so you have that. That's what I usually recommend. R_money. I also emailed you about my marriage. Please respond. When did you send the email? If you send it to me while I was on, then I'll check my email. But if you're asking me questions about your case, my response to you will be to set up a constant. I can send you that information. But if it's something I can answer here, then I can answer general questions. But if it's more specific to your case, that will be done over a proper consultation. If I met my girlfriend online, can I apply for a spouse visa for her? Spouse visa, you have to be married. First of all, can someone with B2 marry a citizen and get a green card? Generally, yes. However, do not get married within the first 90 days you come into the country on a visitor visa. Do not get married within 90 days that you come into the country on a visitor visa or any non-immigrant visa. That is, because non-immigrant is exactly what it is. Temporary intent to be here. Did my interview since 2019 and haven't heard anything from immigration since then. What can I do? You can make an inquiry, seek congressional assistance from your congressperson or senator. We need help with the authority to bring a person from the Philippines to work in our business. You want to consider if the person will be, if it's permanent, if they're going to be eligible for an EB3 visa petition, but you want to speak to an attorney to know what exactly it entails. All right, I cannot possibly answer 59 more questions, so does VAWA cover for a K1 visa before marriage? Short answer, no. You have to get married. The marriage has to occur for you to, because there's got to be a valid marriage for the VAWA to kick in. Okay. Thank you, Ms. 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐚𝐿𝐴. Is it possible to change law because you weren't appealing a case? It is, but listen, I believe every lawyer is unique. Everyone's got their style. You cannot, I don't ever compare myself to another attorney, and I just tell my clients but to each their own. I've been people's first opinion, I've been people's second opinion. Sometimes it may not be in your best interest to keep getting opinions. Case in point, I have a client, not my client. I had someone who consulted with me after an Iowa 751 was denied. And I told them, I said, we can refile. And they said, you know what? I'm just going to let him and just go and leave the country. And I like, no, you can't give up. You've come too far to give up. If you still intend to travel, let's refile, get your extension before you leave the country. No, they didn't take my advice. They went to see yet another lawyer who told them, well, that's it. You just have to leave the country. And in addition to that, sent a letter to USCI saying, hey, he's left, and this is evidence that he's left, voluntarily gave up his green card. And then he watched another live that I did, and he goes, I'll be damned. So I can actually refile, and like, we talked about that. So he had to set up another consultation, and now we're trying to figure out how to get him back into the country. So, just saying. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you very much. Thank you for putting the number up. Okay, everyone. I gotta go. Well, I think what we'll do on Tuesday, if no immigration news comes up or anything that we need to discuss, I just felt tonight's topic was, quite. A lot of people are in that situation and they feel like, oh, I have pending asylum and I'm authorized to stay. I can get my green card through employment. No, it's not that straightforward. But I think all things being equal, we'll probably do a Q&A on Tuesday so we can get all the questions in. But it's not going to be tonight because I don't know what time I'm going to sleep. I have an appeal case to finish up tonight. But until next time, everybody, I appreciate you guys every single time. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. It's by His grace, even for the times that we don't get the results that we want. I still, when I get over myself, I still say, God, I don't know what this is about, but I understand that there will be an option for this client. It may not be through me, but maybe through me is how you want to get them to their final destination. But in all things, we still have to give Him thanks. Even when things don't go our way, we still got to give Him thanks because we breathe, we move, we have our being because of God's grace. Without His grace, we're nothing. So I don't take it for granted, and I don't take it lightly that I get the support. And and that's why I have zero tolerance for people like that, Johnny, Jackie, whatever. Very anti-immigrant comment, but I won't even mention that because you don't give life to negativity. You just shut it down. But anyway, thanks everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.